Well, hi there, everybody. Welcome back to FM Projects. This is Hardcore Football Manager, where we have no attributes, no star ratings. We don't need any of that stuff. And boy, we've got one for you today. We're against Qingdao Hainiu on the road in the Chinese FA Cup second round. And boy, I'm not sure if we're up for this match or not. We will see what will happen. I worry about using any of these players who have these little flags on it because they don't like big matches. I'll show you one here that we're not going to use, which is Yejia. If you're following along with the blog, you're reading about him today. And what you will notice, among other things, is that he really does not like big matches, which is a real shame because he's been a good player for us so far. He really is an excellent player. He's another one of the born leaders that we have in this club. He makes up the third of the three musketeers, les trois mousquetaires, and it's a real shame that we're not going to be able to play him today. But what can I do? I mean, he doesn't like big matches. You know, we need players who like big matches. And as you can see, the players we have up here on the field are going to be a little bit better, hopefully, when it comes to that. Ho Yu back in goal. He always gives me a little bit of shivers and makes me a little bit nervous. Fan Xiang, the great leader on the back on the fullback side on the left. Pak Myung Song on the fullback side on the right. And we have Quinn and Paulson back holding fort here right in front of goal. Very, very good central defenders. In fact, you can see as they were going to come up, Paulson is 18, Quinn's 24. Good signings for us, both European. Calvo and Wade. Calvo is an excellent, excellent player here in this central defensive midfield role. He has scored quite a few goals for us so far. Absolutely fantastic player. Great signing for us. We're going back to our Mexican Rico. Rico here, the 20-year-old playing on the right side. He hasn't been playing for a couple of games, and I'm worried about his match fitness. Guoyi here on the left side, and, of course, Luciano Para, Mr. Hat-Trick Machine, up there with Huang Bowen. We are starting Huang Bowen because we want him to become happy again. We want to hold on to him for the long term. I have a lot of plans for Huang Bowen, and I'm starting to rue the day that I signed that North Korean. Actually, I signed a bunch of North Koreans, about 4 of them, but the one that I signed that made Huang Bowen upset is the one that I'm worried about. Qingdao Hainiu, as you can see from that, has also a lot of foreigners on its team, which is going to be pretty interesting for us. We're not pushing around a bunch of normal Chinese players this time around, and this is a big match. This might be the first match we lose this season. We might concede a goal. Stick around. You're going to like what you see, hopefully. Calvo now with the ball. Moves it upfield. Calvo, and he finds Guoyi, and there's a shot on goal right from the very beginning, 15 seconds in, and Guoyi almost gets the first goal of the game, and that was an impressive move. My goodness, Guoyi is telling me he wants me to start him more. I mean, he just gets in tons and tons of space and barely misses that back corner. It hits the post instead. That was impressive. Hey, let's do more of that. Pak Myung-sung with the throw now to Huang Bowen. Huang Bowen brings it upfield and looks for the cross, can't find it, goes back a little bit more, and Rico is fouled in the box, and a penalty's been awarded. We're not even a minute into the match, and we have a penalty awarded. Woo! And who do we have taking it here? It's Luciano Para, of course, and of course he's going to score. He scores every time he touches the ball. Para scores, what is this, his 12th this season? He didn't score in the last FA Cup match. He does his little Irish jig. But he's up for it today, and he's going to score this time around. And, hey, maybe this is going to turn out better than expected. Who knows? And now I am afraid that they may have the ball, and if they have the ball, that might not be a good thing for us. But Pak Myung-sung with a throw over to Wade. Calvo to Para, and there's number 2, Luciano Para. I tell you, I love him. I love this man. And look, a different jig for a different goal. Man, I tell you, this is amazing. Over to Rico, to Wade, back to Calvo, and they've got Para there, and he just sneaks in. He's onside, clearly, and he's just too good for the goaltender. 2-0 Yanbian, and let's hold it up, boys. Let's keep it going. And he's onside, and you can see there why he's onside, because the number 2, the defender there, doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know if he's forward, doesn't know if he's back, playing in no man's land, and we see it, and we score immediately. And, boy, we have a deadly squad, don't we? Boy, you don't want to mess with Yanbian. You don't want to mess with Yanbian, and here we are on the back foot a little bit, and hopefully we don't concede a goal quickly. That's one of the things I worry about. We have never really been tested that way so far this season. If you've been watching these games with us, and if you haven't, you need to subscribe so you can watch more of these. These are fun. Calvo gets the ball back over to Quinn, to Wade, now to Rico, over to Para. Para looking for Huang Bo when he was double-teamed. Kind of a bad idea. Pak Myung-sung, though, has it over to Guoyi. And Guoyi just misses a goal. He's still looking for that first goal for him of this game. But I tell you, this is a good start so far. Guoyi is going to take this free kick, and that's in. And that's his goal. That's the second goal of the season. That's in off the top, off that top little top shelf there, off the top of the woodwork. And boy, I mean, you couldn't pick the ball up and push it into the net any better than that. Man, that's an excellent goal by us. 3-0 Yanbian. What did I tell you? I told you I was a little bit nervous about this match, right? I'm still a little bit nervous. We are a little bit early on in the match, but is Para going to get number 4 here? No, he holds it back up. They hit Huang Bowen on the side, and he just barely misses that, and I thought that was in. Man, oh man, this team can play well if they want to. Fanshang is looking tired, which is a little bit concerning to me. We're going to keep him in for at least until halftime and see what happens here. You can tell this is a different sort of match because we're not getting all of the highlights that we usually do. Usually we're seeing highlights back and forth and scoring 8 and 9 goals. We're up 3-0 here, though, which is good. And Fanshang's able to get rid of that nonsense, and it ends up being... Quinn is fighting for it, is beaten by his man, Gustavo. And, boy, Renan Henrique almost got a goal there, and that looked pretty ugly from our defense. And I'm looking at Quinn, wondering why he doesn't just kick him and take the ball off of him or take a foul, whatever you need to. Don't run behind him. That's not going to do you any good. Quinn there gets to that header, which is good, and they are attacking Para, though. Boy, I tell you, Para playing far back in defense is doing an excellent job clearing out the nonsense. I mean, we don't play Para for his defensive abilities, right? We don't really care if he plays defense or not. We want him attacking. And there he is playing back in defense, trying to help his teammates out. Excellent player. Good teamwork. I don't care what they say about our cohesion. If we got guys like that in our team, we've got good cohesion in my mind. Dede now back to Fernandez, and he has a shot on goal, and Hoyu jumps for it. He doesn't stand a chance in the world of grabbing that ball. I tell you, Qingdao Hainiu is a good team. They've got to be beside themselves looking at the scoreboard and asking why in the world they're down 3-0 here at halftime. And we're doing okay. Again, we've had a lot of good shots on target. I feel happy about that. But we're going to have to take a little look here at fitness levels. I think we can go with Fanshang and Park Myung-sung a little bit longer. I've been overplaying both of these guys over the last couple of games, and we play a real hard, intense brand of football, so we got to be careful. We have to be very, very careful. And if Garrison wants to hold the ball and Dede wants to hold the ball, they can do that. I don't care. We're up 3-0. And eventually they're going to realize that, and they're going to have to figure out a way to attack. Hoyu's able to get back and around to that one. Maybe Hoyu's not as bad as I worry. I don't know. I worry about having to play with Chinese goaltenders myself. Park Myung-sung brings it up the field with a head of steam. He tries to find Paulson with an awful back pass. And here's Hollian there, and they score their first goal. And this is kind of what I was worried about. And now we're going to demand more of this team. And that was very, very poor. That's a horrible pass from Park Myung-sung, and Paulson is unable to get back on time. One thing I'll say about our back central defenders is that they're not particularly quick. And so if there's any sort of counter-attacking possibility for the other team, we're in trouble, as we were there. Now we need to get some goals, and we need to get the ball back, and this isn't looking so good for us. And Quinn is able to get that one out. And here's Huang Bowen now, and he holds on to it. He runs. He makes his run. Starts it forward. Now he gets it over to Guoyi, over to Para. Para looking for the hat trick, sitting on a hat trick, and I don't think he needed to do that. That was a little bit foolish. A little bit too ambitious there for Para. And it's Romario now, and we are in danger. And Guira now has it for Qingdao Hainiu, and they take it back. And Huang Bowen is not able to get on the other side of that. And Calvo's fouled his man in the penalty box, and they're not going to call it. And Calvo is dodging. He looks like one of those F-16 fighter jets trying to dodge in and out of the sky. Here's Wade over to Guoyi and up to Fanshang. Fanshang now, and he's going to have a cross at it. And he does. Can't find his man. And Wade gets back onto it. And, Paul, you got to score that. You got to score that. You're in absolute point-blank range. No bad angle on it whatsoever. You're given a gift. You got to just score, baby. Score. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's trying to be a little bit too fancy with it. Take one more touch, push it forward a little bit more, and then just hit the near corner, and you got it. You got the keeper way out of position. Anyway, so it is. We have a half hour left, but luckily we do have the throw in, and it's going to be time for some substitutions. And here we have it over to Guoyi, and he not just scores the goal, he scores it with authority, he scores it with power. And I tell you, I think that foot turned into a sledgehammer there when he kicked that one. My goodness, what violence, force, and authority from Guo Yi, who's telling me he wants to start more often. Look at this kick. Oh, you can't even see it. You can't even see the ball go past when you have the slow motion instant replay. It's that powerful and it's that quick and that swift. And we are up 4-1, and we are deservedly up 4-1, and we have a fairly good team. And now Hoyu is completely out of position. That's ridiculous from Hoyu. I don't know what in the world he's doing there, and it's 4-2. And that simply cannot happen. That cannot take place. And I'm pretty upset about this. Look at this replay, and you'll see what it is I'm talking about. I mean, so, okay, Hailan has it in a dangerous spot. Yeah, but what is Hoyu doing that far out of his box? I'm going to have to go back and see if we can find out what his eccentricity rating is like. Now, remember, we don't see the ratings, but we can get sort of an idea of what it's like. That's a very, very poor decision by him to come out like that. Fanxiang is beaten up and tired, so we put Zhang Jianyi out there, and Park Myung-sung, of course, just as I thought, has given us his last. So Junin Ho goes out, and let's see if we can prevent them from scoring 2 more. All I care about is the win. I don't care about the clean sheets. That's for the goalies to worry about. Para comes very, very tantalizingly close to getting his hat trick there and just misses it. And here we go, and we see how we do with a little bit more action and a little bit more fun. I'm telling you, these matches have been great. Even the ones we dominate are great. And it's Guo Yi looking to be on the other side of that cross, but it's not to happen. And Wade looking to pull out a shot, and doesn't quite get on to that. He doesn't quite straighten that one out. A little bit too much force from him. But that's okay. As long as we're not giving up goals, I'm fine with that. Wade gets it again. Wade over to Guo Yi. And Guo Yi trying for his hat trick, and had the right idea. And he really had a lot of net there. He just blasted a little bit too much of that, rather. Quinn's able to get back around on that one over to Junin Ho. And Junin Ho is looking for Para, finds him. And unfortunately, that one is hit back a bit. And Wagbe has it now over to Halian, who is very, very dangerous. Paulson is there and makes the first good... he's able for the first time to sort of clear it out, but he unfortunately clears it straight over to the Qingdao Hainiu player, and we are only up by 1. Hailan finds the cross, finds his man Paulson's way out of position, and this is looking bad, and I'm really upset with Hoyu. And honestly, after this poor performance from him, we may drop him from the squad. Because this is absolutely ridiculous. And even if we win this, you better believe that there are fines coming, because this is an absolutely inexcusable performance in a big match. We can find other Chinese goaltenders who fall apart in big matches if we want. This is ridiculous, and we do need to find other and better people to play in goal. Wade now, as Paulson makes up for a little bit of that defensive problem with a brilliant offensive move. Guo Yi has it now. Now it's back to Quinn, over to Calvo, to Wade. Wade looks for an opening, looks for Paulson. I don't know what in the world Paulson's doing. You're completely out of position. And it ends up going out for a throw. We need to have a word, I think, with our central defenders and make sure they actually go back and play defense once in a while, especially when we're only 1 goal ahead and that ball is taken off of Calvo and we are in trouble. We are in trouble, and I worry, and Paulson is able to get back around to this, over to Zhang Jianyi. Don't kick it back to Hoyu, whatever you do, because he doesn't know what he's doing out there. Zhang Jianyi now has it again, over to Calvo, back to Wade. And Wade over to Rico, and he has Huang Bo-wen here with a little opening, and I don't think I've seen Huang Bo-wen score a goal like that this season. My goodness, he doesn't hammer it home. He just kicks it home with a little bit of toe and gets it over the line. And it's a brilliant, brilliant goal by a player who's been playing very, very well for us and who deserves more game time. And okay, so it is deflected a little bit off of the defender, but it's excellent, excellent creativity and design by Huang Bo-wen, and hopefully that will be all that we need. And let's see what happens. And we have the ball in the attack again, but it's taken away from us. Now Gustavo Huha has it over to Halian. Halian now, and Zhang Jianyi is there to get rid of the nonsense. And he has Huang Bo-wen again, and Huang Bo-wen scores. That's the 10th goal of the season, and that's why we have this kid. And this is the reason why we don't want him to be upset, by the way. This is the reason why I shouldn't have gone for Kim Jong-il. If I had known that it was going to make Huang Bo-wen upset, I wouldn't have done it. So we need to keep this kid happy, and we need to keep this kid on our team. Boy, what a goal. What a goal. Beats 2 men and the keeper. What a goal by this young Chinese forward. And we have a special one there, I'll tell you that. This is a good Qingdao Hainiu team, by the way. They've won at least 5 straight matches. I didn't take a look to see exactly how many they had, but they've won quite a few in a row. And we are making them eat their lunch. And Halian's going to get his hat trick here, I think. Quinn was beaten again on that one, and there is his hat trick. And Halian's having a good match for us, and this will probably be the last you see of Hou playing for us. I am always on the lookout for better Chinese keepers who actually want to play for us. And after this performance, I mean, that's inexcusable because Halian doesn't have any place to go, and Hou doesn't even make an attempt to stop the shot. Absolutely ridiculous performance by him. We're going to fine him quite a bit for this, and this will probably be the last you see of him in this uniform. He can sit on the bench, and he can, I don't know, paint his toenails for all I care. But in the end, Yanbian FC get the win, 4-6 or 6-4. It's an ugly match, but we do it. Hope that you enjoyed that. If you did, remember to subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and we'll have more of this tomorrow, and I will see you then. Bye.